The Google Pixel is a famous name amongst smartphone shutterbugs. The lower-end A series of Pixels offers a great Android experience without the sticker shock and takes stunning photos. Photos that gave Apple and Samsung a run for their money. I jumped on board the Pixel bandwagon at the announcement of the 3A because of its competitive price of $549 Canadian. And let me tell you, this phone has been nothing but great to me. And you may be wondering how it holds up after almost 3 years of use and abuse. What's up everyone, I'm Jonathan from Jopa Tech, and this is my review of the Google Pixel 3a in 2022. Announced in May of 2019, the Google Pixel 3a was offered in two sizes, a 5.6-inch 3a and a 6-inch 3a XL. Other than the size and battery capacity, the phones offered similar experiences. Weighing in at 147 grams, the Pixel 3a is pleasing to hold. The plastic back adds to a lower overall weight and closely resembles its more expensive glass back sibling, the Pixel 3. This means no wireless charging, but you do get 18-watt Type-C fast charging to keep the 3000 mAh battery topped up. A Snapdragon 670 octa-core chip paired with 4GB of RAM keeps the Pixel 3a running smooth with the help of the stripped-down Android OS. The phone does not have 5G, but 4G LTE works perfectly fine. The 1080 by 2220 OLED screen provides you a standard viewing experience at 60Hz refresh rate, which in 2022 is considered low-end. The Pixel 3a came to market with only one storage option, 64GB, and is non-expandable. Thankfully, as of now, Google still offers free photo storage on their Photos app, but don't know for how much longer. On the hardware side, you get what you'd expect. The bottom houses the microphone, USB Type-C port, and bottom firing speaker. On the right side, the volume rocker and power button. I will say though, both of these feel really nice and respond well with a subtle click. On the left side, just a lonely SIM tray, and on the top we have a 3.5mm headphone jack, hooray again! And a second microphone. On the front you have the earpiece/top firing speaker next to the selfie cam. No notches here as the selfie cam rests snugly in the thick bezels, which in 2022 some people still have a problem with. I personally don't. On the rear of the phone you will find the main camera sensor, dual LED flash, a super responsive fingerprint reader, and the not so elusive G-spot that most men still can't find. The fingerprint reader can support up to 10 different fingerprints and can be used to drop down your notification tray from any app or home screen. I really enjoyed the convenience of this fingerprint reader as I didn't have to give the phone a reach around just to see who or what was bothering me. Now let's talk camera. This is why you're here, right? Well, if you followed the hype of this phone on its release, you know the Pixel 3a was going after the big girls in terms of photo quality. The back lens is 12.2 megapixels and has optical image stabilization, which is always a welcome sight. Ha! You also get dual LED flash, HDR, and you can shoot 4K at 30 frames per second. The selfie cam is 8 megapixels and can shoot 1080p at 30 frames per second. None of those specs sound extra special, and this is where the magic comes in. Profound picture processing with perfect precision. Oh my, when I started taking pictures with this thing, I was thoroughly impressed. I felt as I did when I bought my first motorcycle. Well, not really. But I was super excited to see what this little piece of plastic could churn out. No matter the lighting situation, the Pixel 3a would consistently produce stunning pictures. I never had to mess with the settings and always kept HDR on. What makes this phone stand out more, and what Google was pushing in the adverts, is the night mode. Taken from its sibling, the Pixel 3, night mode lets you take photos at night with little lighting and still produce beautiful visuals. You can even point the 3a into a clear night sky and show off your astrophotography skills if you have a steady hand or a tripod. Video recording is mediocre and does a great job at shooting 1080p videos. 4K footage is meh, and will also take up a chunk of that 64GB of storage, so I would stick to shooting in just 1080. Even in 2022, the Pixel 3a still takes amazing photos, but compared to new phones, you will notice a difference in quality. The Pixel 3a houses a 3000 mAh battery, which will get you through most of your day with average use. My typical day always involves high-quality music streaming, some video streaming, browsing social media, messaging, a few phone calls, and scouring the internet for some naughty websites. In the evening, my Pixel 3a would be sitting at around 25 to 30% charge, and I rarely had to top it up unless I was heading out after. Topping up the phone with the included 18-watt USB Type-C fast charger would get me from 30% to 80% in just 25 minutes. From a fully dead battery, the 3A would take roughly 30 minutes to reach 40%. A full charge can take upwards of 1.5 hours. The battery size isn't something to brag about, but it's all about how it's used. Since Android is a stripped-down OS, there's no fluff and no bloatware to take up any extra battery power throughout your day. So how does the Pixel 3a hold up in 2022? My experience with this phone since brand new has been great. The timely updates are always a nice treat, but I don't see the 3a going past Android 12. Security updates are slated to end in May this year, but there may be an extension. Those two minor issues aside, Android 12 does run smooth in day-to-day use even with the limitations of 4GB of RAM. The battery lasts me until bedtime with mixed use, and charging times are still good, but not by 2022 standards. If you're a media consuming junkie, then the Pixel 3a may not be for you. Media consumption is better suited for larger screen phones, kinda like the LG Velvet. You can click here if you want to check out my review on that in 2022. I'm not much of a mobile gamer, but because of the lower end specs of the 3a, I wouldn't recommend it for hardcore gaming. Basic games will run perfectly fine with no issues, but once you get into anything graphically intense, say bye to your frame rate. Overall, the Pixel 3a is a great phone for basic, everyday use in 2022. The camera performance holds up well and the Android experience is smooth. If you are looking to purchase the phone, you can find it for around $150 to $200 Canadian on the used market. This is a great phone for maybe a first-time Android user, child, or the elderly. I wouldn't recommend the Pixel 3a for a hardcore gamer or someone who is looking for a future-proof phone. Current 3a owners should consider the 6a if it comes to market, but if you are on a budget, you can always try to get your hands on the Pixel 5a. Just a quick side note, the Pixel 5a was never officially released in Canada, but I'm sure you can find it somewhere online or at your local tech shop. In conclusion, I was happy to see Google go back to their earlier Nexus roots and offer a great experience on a smartphone without the high cost. I was happy with my old Nexus 4 from the days of old, and that statement holds true with this Pixel 3a. These past years have been interesting to say the least, but one thing I could always count on was my trusty 3a to take amazing pictures on my many adventures. Am I ready for an upgrade? Well, as I mentioned before, yeah, and I'm going to be waiting for the Google Pixel 6a. However, in the meantime, I am going to be pushing this thing as hard as I can. Thank you so much for joining me in my review of the Google Pixel 3a in 2022. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon if you found this review helpful and want to stay up to date on my latest reviews. I'm Jonathan from Jopatech, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye! Damn it. The battery size isn't something to... Android 12. Excuse me. Nexus roots. Looking forward to the Pixel 6a phone. Fuck me. Was it helpful? No, f off. Why can't I do this?